Hello kids! This is Teacher Eleanor again for your science lesson. Before we'll start with our lesson for this week, we will pause for a while for our class prayer. You may repeat after me silently. Our class prayer. Before we begin our schoolwork today, let us take some time to pray. Help me, God, to be kind and strong, to know what's right and to know what's wrong. Remind us all to forgive each other and care for classmates like sisters and brothers. In my work and while I play, be with me, God, throughout the day. Good day, children! How was our lesson last week about vertebrates? Nag-enjoy ba mong tanan? I hope so. Kay karon this week, we will have a new lesson again. Are you excited? Okay. This week, we will be studying about the characteristics of invertebrates. But before we will proceed to our new lesson, let us have a review first of our lesson last week about vertebrates. Pila ra galing to ang classifications of vertebrates? Yes, very good! There are 5 classifications of vertebrates. We have mammals, fish, bird, amphibians, and reptiles. Can you still remember their characteristics? The distinguishing characteristic of each group? Okay, ato balikon anay. For mammals, they are warm-blooded animals that are born alive, or they are called viviparous. No, they have fur in their body, and then they have mammary gland. Examples of these are carabao, pigs, goats, horses, dogs, diba? And many others. Another classification is for about fishes. Okay, fishes are cold-blooded animals covered with scales. No, unlike sa mammals nga warm-blooded animals, fishes are opposite, cold-blooded animals. Then bodies are covered with scales. Of course, they live in water. They can be found either in the sea, in the river, or in the ocean. They also have tails and fins, and they have gills for breathing. Okay, there are plenty of fishes that can be found in the market. Diba? Okay. Next classification is about birds. Birds are warm-blooded animals just like us, just like mammals, but they are hatched from eggs, or they are called oviparous. They have a pair of limbs, duhalang ilang legs, used for hopping, and a pair of wings used for flying. Bodies are covered with feathers, and they have beaks or bill used in getting their food as well as protecting themselves from their enemies. Another classification is about amphibians. Amphibians are cold-blooded animals and they are also hatched from eggs. Now, amphibians spend their life in water and in land. Usually, most amphibians when they are still young, naa sila nabuhi sa tubig. And as they grow up, they can spend their life on land. Examples of amphibians are salamander, newt, toad, and Sicilian. These kind of animals have moist and scaleless skin. No, basa-basa sila og skin. And finally, the 5th classification is about reptiles. They are cold-blooded vertebrates. They are hatched from eggs. Some have dry, scaly skin. There are other reptiles that are covered or that have shells in their bodies, just like the turtles and the tortoises. Examples of these reptiles are chameleon, snake, lizards, and gecko. So, again, what are the 5 classifications of vertebrates? We have number 1, mammals, followed by fishes, next birds, and then amphibians, and then ang the last is reptiles. So, since we are through with vertebrates, welcome to Module 5. We will be talking about the characteristics of invertebrates. These are the animals having no bones in their bodies, otherwise known as invertebrates. So, ready na ba ta maka-learn na sad og lain for this week? Very good! Okay! What I need to know. So, as we go on with our lesson, we will be describing the distinguishing characteristics of each group of invertebrates, which means vertebrates also are grouped accordingly. Then, we are going to classify each group of vertebrates and give some examples of each group of vertebrates. But before that, let us have a short review or short quiz first. Okay, you have to get now your answer sheets. Nana? Ready na ta? Let me read the direction for you. So listen carefully and then try to choose the best answer. You may review after our discussion so that you can check your work. Diba? Pwede na to ma-review later on. Choose the letter of the best answer. Write the chosen letter on your answer sheet. Number 1. Which group of animals is invertebrates? Look at the choices. The group of animals known as invertebrates. These are animals having no bones in their bodies. Try to look at the choices. A, B, C, and D. For A, we have nematodes, annelids, and platyhelminthes. B, crustaceans, amphibians, and mollusks. Letter C, mollusk, insects, and mammals. And letter D, reptiles, fishes, and birds. Write the letter only. Number 2. Which group of invertebrates is divided into segments with ring appearance? Divided into segments with ring appearance. A, sponges. B, echinoderms. C, cnidarians. D, annelids. A, B, C, or D. Number 3. To what subgroup of arthropods do invertebrates with 4 pairs of legs belong? To what subgroups of arthropods do invertebrates with 4 pairs of legs belong? A, echinoderms. B, crustaceans. C, arachnids. D, nematodes. A, B, C, or D. Number 4. Which group of animals is invertebrate? Which group of animals is invertebrate? A, butterfly, mosquito, fly, and grasshopper. B, bird, dog, chicken, cat, ant. C. Fish, spider, snake, butterfly. And letter D, all of the above. A, B, C, or D. Number 5. Animals like clams, jellyfish, butterfly, and grasshopper are examples of blank. Animals like clams, jellyfish, butterfly, and grasshopper are examples of blank. A. Invertebrates. B. Vertebrates. C. Mammals. D. Amphibians. A, B, C, or D. Number 6. Mollusks, sponges, echinoderms, and nematodes are classified as blank. Mollusks, sponges, echinoderms, and nematodes are classified as blank. A. Invertebrates. B. Vertebrates. C. Mammals. D. Amphibians. A, B, C, or D. Next, number 7. Which group of animal is invertebrate? Which group of animal is invertebrate? A. Frog, mosquito, cat, and grasshopper. B. Bird, dog, chicken, cat, and ant. C. Fish, spider, snake, and dog. And letter D. Earthworm, snail, bee, and bug. A, B, C, or D. Number 8. What do we call the animals which do not have bone structure or backbone? What do we call the animals which do not have bone structure or backbone? A. Vertebrates. B. Invertebrates. C. Poriferans. D. Cnidarians. A, B, C, or D. Number 9. Snail, butterfly, bee, and clam are examples of invertebrates. This means that these animals possess the distinguishing characteristics. Snail, butterfly, bee, and clam are examples of invertebrates. This means that these animals possess these distinguishing characteristics. A. Presence of backbone. B. Absence of backbone. C. Lack of cranium. D. Presence of cranium. Number 10. What are the distinguishing characteristics of invertebrates that differ from vertebrates, aside from the absence of backbone? What are the distinguishing characteristics of invertebrates that differ from vertebrates, aside from the absence of backbone? A. Invertebrates are mostly stronger and bigger than vertebrates. B. Invertebrates are mostly smaller and weaker than vertebrates. C. Invertebrates are complex compared to those vertebrates. And letter D. Invertebrates do not have segmented bodies. A, B, C, or D. Okay, are you through? Don't you worry. Because after we discuss or after our discussion about invertebrates, you can still repeat these questions so that you can correct whatever mistakes you will have. Okay? Now, lesson 1 class is all about animals, characteristics of invertebrates. Now, you have learned that animals can be divided into two groups. The vertebrate animals or the animals with backbones and the invertebrates or the animals without backbones. Both of these can be divided into smaller groups. Invertebrates can be divided into smaller groups called phyla or phylum. In this lesson, you will be able to identify the different types of invertebrates and their distinguishing characteristics. So, buckle up and let's get ready. Are you through? Now, let's proceed. Now, study the pictures below. Can you list down the animals found in the picture? What are they? And how do they differ from vertebrates? Bill, sa mga ito nakitaan diha? Okay. Yes, there's butterfly. What else? Sa pailain, nitambaruray or dragonfly. Di ka mo may tanaw kay mas maayo ba yung magbata kontra ni ma'am? Yes, very good. There is a spider. What else? Oh, there are lots of insects. Now, invertebrates are animals without backbone. Invertebrates are simple animals because they don't have backbone. Its body parts and functions are simpler compared to those of the vertebrates. So as you can see, no, na yung mga pictures sa invertebrates. Wala sila'y backbone, wala sila'y buko. Invertebrates are grouped into 8. Unlike sa vertebrates nga naay 5 ka group, invertebrates are grouped into 8. The first group is the group of arthropods or arthropoda. What are the examples of this? So we have crabs. Iba man mga crabs, no? Scorpion, insects, spiders, millipedes, centipedes, and barnacles. What are the characteristics of arthropods? So they have segmented bodies and tough skeleton with jointed appendages and hardened outer skeleton. Naman sila yung mga shells ang uban ani. The largest group in the animal kingdom. So, ang pinakadako nga grupo or pinakadaghan kayo sa ilang kaliwat sa animal kingdom, sa tanan mga animals, ang group sa arthropods. The largest group in the animal kingdom, which can be further classified based on the number or pair of legs. So sila may pinakadako nga grupo, gisubdivide pagizday sila into 5 or classes. We have class crustaceans, nga naay 5 or more pairs of legs, nasa 5 kaparisan sa ilang legs or more. Class insecta, insects, 3 pairs ang ilang legs or 6 ang ilang legs. Class arachnida, 4 pairs ang ilang legs, 4 kaparisan or 8 legs. Class chilopoda, 1 pair of legs per segment. Bali, kada murag segment sa ilang lawas, murag usa ka groups o usa ka bahin sa ilang lawas, usa sad ka leg. Manay class chilopoda. And finally, class diplopoda, 2 pairs of legs per segment. Kada segment, tagduha kaparisan nga legs. So again, arthropods, sila ang pinakadako or largest group in the animal kingdom, segmented ang ilang lawas and divided into 5 subgroups or classes. Crustaceans, 5 or more ang ilang pair of legs. Then Insecta, 3 pairs of legs. Arachnida, 4 pairs of legs. Chilopoda, 2 pairs of legs. Diplopoda, 2 pairs of legs per segment. Again, class Chilopoda is, 1 pair of legs per segment. Diplopoda, 2 pairs of legs per segment. That is Arthropoda. Medyo lisod, no? So, pwede lang na ninyo i-pause and then i-replay or pwede i-pause inyong basahon pag maayo. Okay. Next, arthropods are the biggest group of invertebrates. All arthropods have external skeleton that protects their bodies. They also have many legs. Basta arthropods galing daghan dyan na sila og legs. So ako gyapon na nabalik kaganihan, no? Insecta, 3 pairs or 6 legs. Arachnids, 4 pairs or 8 legs. Crustaceans, 5 pairs or 10 legs. And myriapods, lots, katong Chilopoda o Diplopoda. Okay, tanawa ang iyang mga picture. Next, second class is mollusca or mollusk. Examples of these are the snails, the clams, the squids, the octopus. They are soft-bodied animals with shells either inside or outside their bodies called exoskeleton. So, in the case of snails and clams, ang ilang shell na sa gawas, no? Exoskeleton. In the case of squid and octopus, naa sila ay murag soft shell found inside their bodies. On example nga na, tahong. Then, ang mollusk, nagyapon siya ay classes. Class Cephalopoda, head to foot, octopus and squid. Class Gastropoda, and class Bivalvia. Again, pwede gyapon ninyo i-pause, and then inyo basahon. That is all about mollusk. Remember, basta mollusk galing na ay shell ang ilang lawas. Either inside or outside. Okay, we have here some other examples of mollusca or mollusk. Next class is echinoderms or the echinodermata. Examples of these are the sea stars, brittle stars, sea urchin, sea cucumber. Nanatanan sila sa dagat. They are marine animals with spiny endoskeleton. Ang inyong tigamnan ani echinoderms, ang ilang bodies are covered with bumps or spines. Mga tunok-tunok, mga hait-hait. They have a water vascular system, tube feet, and radial symmetry as adults. No? Naasad sila'y mga classes. Nakaya na kung tanawa lang ninyo ang atang mga examples. Basta, ang echinoderms or echinodermata na ay buho-buho ang ilang na ay tunok-tunok ang ilang lawas. Okay, some examples. Sea urchins, sea stars, sand dollars, sea cucumbers, and opura. Next class is poriferans or porifera. Examples of these are sponges. They are found near us, no? Kaya nata sa daghang binagong. Their characteristics, bodies have pores na ay buho. Pore-bearing animals which attach themselves to rocks or sea floor. Feeling nato dili sila animals but they are animals. Bodies are covered with tiny holes or pores. Samples of these are the sponges. Okay, other examples of sponges, mga colorful. Sea sponges are animals, not plants. They do not have heads, eyes, brains, arms, legs, ears, muscles, nerves, or organs. Ang ilang lawas na ibuho-buho kay nga ra maglusot-lusot ang mga nutrients nga naa sa water. Next, cnidarians. Number 5, cnidarians. Or examples of these are the jellyfish, the corals, the anemones, and the hydras. They are hollow intestine animals. They have one body opening and have two layer cells. No? Kuana siya kanang soft ang ilang lawas. Nya hollow. Nya naa sila mga kanang mga kuan galing bitay-bitay like jellyfish and corals. Cnidarians have jelly-like bodies with radial symmetry. They have tentacles. Malita ako yung tentacles. Magkuan galing ta, kanang careful galing ta aning tentacles kay some other jellyfish can kill us. Ang uban, kanang dili kayo grabe, mga kato lang sa lawas. But there are kanang kinds of jellyfish nga makamatay kay makurintihan man ta. They are marine animals. Some like coral and sea anemone attach themselves to rocks. Others, such as jellyfish, can move about. Okay, we have some examples. We have jellyfish, box jelly, sea anemone, and coral. Next, platyhelminthes. Number 6 na ta. Platyhelminthes. From the word flat, ilang lawas. Flatworms, flukes, tapeworms. They are flattened, elongated, worm-like animals. Okay, characteristics. Platyhelminthes means flatworms. Some of them are parasites. Parasite, magdepend na sa lain sa iyang host. They have no digestive system because they feed the digestive food of their host. Platyhelminthes. General characteristic of flatworms or platyhelminthes: body plan, habitat, aquatic, nutrition, many are parasites. Feed of host, blood, tissue, or predigested materials from host intestine. Like for example, kana siyang kuan, flatworm, no? Feeding, planarians extend pharynx from mouth. Examples, tubilaria, flanarian, trematoda, fluke, and cystoda, tapeworm. Kanang tapeworm mo na mo live sa atong intestine or sa animal's intestine. Number 7, we have nematoda. Mga iyo ni siya class, pero saan kay part man, no? Nematoda. Ascaris, mga bitok, vinegar, eels, hookworms, and pinworms. They are elongated, tag-as, unsegmented, di sila maputol-putol, worm-like or thread-like animals. They are free-living. They are parasites of humans, plants, and animals. Now, those intestinal nematodes, kanang nematodes nga naa nagpuyo sa intestine, no? Ang ilang habitat. Most adult worms live in the intestinal tract. No, they are lymph vessel or skin and subcutaneous tissues. Diseases are diagnosed by identifying their characteristic egg and stool. Mo na ang kinahanglan class para to get rid of kanang mga bitok-bitok sa bata, dapat i-deworm yun. Okay. Napay mga other examples. Pwede na ninyo i-review later. Next, the last class is annelids or annelida. Examples of these are earthworms, leeches, and lugworms. No, earthworms, leeches, and lugworms. They are elongated, tag-as, worm-like animals with externally evident segmentation. Na siya segment sa lawas mo rin na siya bahin-bahin iyang lawas. Ring animals. They have body segments that allow for specialization of tissues and for efficient movement. Mo na mga examples nga ha. Napa. Okay. So, those are the 8 kinds of or 8 classes of invertebrates. So, again, pwede ninyo ma-pause, pwede ninyo ma-replay para mo maka-answer to the succeeding tests or exercises. So you're going to give 2 examples of the following invertebrates. Write your answer in your science journal or on your answer sheets. Pwede ninyo mabalik to, matanaw, or pwede sad mo research sa mga books or sa Google. You will give 2 examples of arthropods, 2 examples of mollusks, 2 examples of echinoderms, 2 examples of sponges. Okay? Ayaw ka problema. Again, pwede ra siya i-pause. Letter B. To which group of invertebrates the following animals belong? Asa man kuno sila nga group of invertebrates. So remember the 8 names or the 8 groups of invertebrates. Asa sila na belong? Kana siyang number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. Okay. So, pwede gyapon ninyo i-pause, ibalik na sa ninyo para kung ano ninyo, tigam nilang. Next. What I have learned. Complete the paragraph by supplying the missing words. Write your answer on your answer sheet. I learned that invertebrates are animals without blank. Wala sila'y unsa man. Yes, walay backbone. Invertebrates can be classified into smaller groups, each of which has certain characteristics. Invertebrates include porifera and the others, the rest. Na, balik ko na to ninyo katong mga platyhelminthes, nematoda, echinoderms, and others. Balik ka, see to it that the spelling is correct. What I can do? Now read carefully and answer correctly the exercises below. Write your answer. Cross out the animals which do not belong to the group. Ang nalahi sa grupo, inyo siya i-cross out or inyo siya tanawa sa inyong answer sheet. I-cross out ang nalahi. Okay, like for example, let me give you a bonus. Starfish, butterfly, and sea cucumber. Asay nalahi nila? Yes, butterfly. Because butterfly is belonging to arachnids. Is belonging to the first group. Diba? Okay. Nalipat si ma'am, no? Pero mo na siya answer. Okay, kamo na bahala sa uban. Kung asa inyo i-cross out. Next. Complete the table below by supplying the missing data. So, to ang ato sa table yapon ang akong nakuan. Katong sa akong i-discuss, naangad to na examples. So, nasa siya distinguishing characteristic. You may copy. You may get. Pwede sad mo mag-research rag inyo. Characteristics of porifera, Cnidaria, platyhelminthes, examples nila. Then, asa man na si earthworm leeches sa mga niya nga group. And the distinguishing characteristics. Okay? Again, pwede ra gid ni siya mag-pause and then mabalik. Same with mollusk, nematodes, arthropods, and echinoderms. And for your assessment, since we are through, natima naman ta, inyo naman na review, you are going to choose the letter of the best answer by writing the letter only on your answer sheet. Okay, let's start. Number 1. The largest group of invertebrates is the arthropod group. What do all arthropods have in common? A. They live on land and have exoskeleton. B. They can fly and have jointed legs. C. They have segmented bodies and jointed legs. D. They have skeleton and segmented bodies. Pili-pili na. Okay. You may now read silently the choices. I will read the questions for you. Number 2. Why do some mollusks have shells? Why do some mollusks have shells? A, B, C, and D. Number 3. All of the following are hollow-bodied animals except. All of the following are hollow-bodied animals except A, B, C, or D. Hollow ging wala isud ang ilang body. Number 4. All invertebrates are animals that have blank. All invertebrates are animals that have blank. Pwede ra i-pause para mabasa ninyo. Number 5. Which of these group of animals belong to echinoderms? Which of these group of animals belong to echinoderms? A, B, C, D. Number 6. To what subgroup of arthropods do invertebrates with 4 pairs of legs belong? O patra siya legs. A, B, C, or D. Number 7. They are characterized as marine animals with spiny endoskeleton. They have water, vascular system, tube feet, and radial symmetry as adult. Which group of invertebrate is being described? A, B, C, or D? Pwede i-pause, i-back to siya. No, kaganiha, kaya akong gibasa, most di ako gibasa, kaganiha. Number 8. They have no tissue, no organ, and most have no symmetry. No tissue, no organ, and most have no symmetry. And number 9, which group of invertebrate is divided into segments with ring appearance? Group of invertebrates divided into segments with a ring appearance. A, B, C, or D? And finally, number 10, animals such as vertebrates and invertebrates have economic importance. Nasili importansya sa ato ekonomiya, oy. They are sources of food, of course, medicine, and scientific investigations. How will you show that you care and protect these animals in their environment? Gusto man nato pagpakita nga ato sila nga nag-care ta nila. A, B, C, or D? I-pause anay para makapili og tarong. Okay, so tima na gyud tanan. So naka-learn ba ta sa atong lesson karon? So for your additional activity, read silently so that you can answer. Good luck! Again, you may pause it. So, I am very happy nga natima na gid sa atong lesson karon. Let me say thank you class kay namati mo sa atong video lesson. This is Teacher Eleanor. Again, see you next week. And before we part, let us pray first. Dear God, thank you for the lesson today. It's great to find out new things about your world. It's fun trying new skills and learning to read and write. Help us remember all we have learned today in class. We look forward to tomorrow and all the wonderful things we will be taught. Amen. Thank you, class. Bye-bye. Happy kayo nga namati mo sa atong lesson. See you again!